Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and today we're going to be talking about video game to movie adaptations. Now, many times when people think of that particular genre, they think one person, Yuva Bull, right? Or U-Bull, whatever you want to call him. Everything he has touched has pretty much been crap, right? When not in terms of just video game to movie adaptations, but just like movies in general. House of the Dead, garbage. Alone in the Dark, Tara Reid put on glasses because it made her look smart. Also garbage. Dungeon Siege, or In the Name of the King as it was called, which was originally planned as a 4-hour, 2-part movie that cost $70 million, and he ended up cutting it all down into one film, and it felt like watching something on sci-fi. Same with Far Cry. And I will say, though, just because I give Bull a lot of shit, I have to say, though, Postal was a pretty fun movie to watch. It understood what it wanted to be, and it never tried to do anything different. And that is like the one movie I recommend of his for people who want to see a decent video game to movie adaptation. And the reason why is just because it's so fucking absurd. But now, when you look at the more serious attempts, right? You have like Resident Evil, which the first movie was trying to kind of follow the tone to an extent of the original game. And then the movies kind of went off into this action horror genre that the games tried to follow. And then now Resident Evil brought itself back to its roots with Resident Evil 7, which has done very well. Fans really, really, really like it. Then you get like Assassin's Creed, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it's a good movie on its own, but it's also like just loosely tied to the game series because some of those things simply cannot translate from the game to the silver screen. Look at Silent Hill, the atmosphere and just the creepiness of the game was well replicated in the movie from 2006, but it still failed to kind of get it. It still failed because it's like the adaptations of books. We all have our own interpretations. We all have our own experiences. We all have our own joys and hatreds and pros and cons and everything else. It makes it very difficult to fully get the movie adaptation. But anyway, I'm as always, I'm always off topic. The video game, the independent game, We Happy Few, which was recently put out there, is currently getting its own video game to movie adaptation. Now, the developer Compulsion Games has partnered with DJ2 Entertainment, and Gold Circle Entertainment is going to be co-producing it with them. Now, Gold Circle is known for the Pitch Perfect franchise. They're currently working on Pitch Perfect 3. They've also done My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And those movies, while good, I enjoy both Pitch Perfects and I enjoyed the shit out of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Those are not like video game, those aren't dramas. Those are comedies. Those aren't creepy, intense thrillers. Those are comedies. So it's very odd to see that these guys are now trying to wade into this particular territory. Now, I don't know their complete body of work, so they could do some dramas or other things that are like this, but from what I can see, this is a departure. And departures aren't always a bad thing. It can work out, good for anyone. But they've teamed up with the DJ2 Entertainment, and these guys are also working on Sleeping Dogs as well as the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So the DJ2, they're just currently probably seeking co-financers and distributors for these projects. And the Sonic the Hedgehog movie apparently has got Tim Miller to direct. I don't know if that's still happening, but Tim Miller's work on Deadpool really made that movie. So him doing a Sonic the Hedgehog film is not only bizarre, but very intriguing, and I want to know more. But back to We Happy Few. If you haven't heard of this game, it's set in an eerie and isolated English town during an alternate 1960s, where the government has imposed a drug-induced happiness to mask gruesome violence and conceal a nefarious mystery. The story revolves around one rebellious resident illegally free of the drug's effects, who risks his life to learn why his home is a bizarre open-air prison. Now, I've only seen some of the earlier videos of the game and some trailers, and it looks creepy. It looks a lot like kind of a solid follow-up to the BioShock series in just terms of the aesthetic style. And given the fact that both BioShock and We Happy Few were both set in the 1960s, it makes it kind of a close comparison there. Now, this story, just in general, feels like it is very much ready to be pulled into a movie adaptation. However, looking at the general idea of it here, I also feel this could be done as a 10 or 13 episode series on Netflix or on TV to really kind of bring out the story in and of itself. It's, you know, this is more of a sneak game and everything else from what I can tell. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of stealthy gameplay and a lot of walking around. And so condensing it into a 2-hour thing could work out well. But this is actually one of the few video game to movie adaptations I've heard of recently that I think could make it a good movie. And that is simply just because the style of it, you know, like making the Halo movie is going to be very hard to do because there's a lot that goes into it. Making, you know, a Call of Duty, hell, like even the Resident Evils, they're so hard to translate. But the idea here of people wearing like the masks and like the visual styles with a good enough director and production team, they could bang out the visuals very well and then tell us a very compelling story. And it's one that I'm actually really excited to see what happens with. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Is We Happy Few a game that, an idea, I should say, that you would like to see translated over to the silver screen? Do you think something like this could work? Should it be a TV series? Or should it just be left the fuck alone as a video game to be enjoyed in that medium and in that medium only? These are things I'm curious about. Go ahead and write it down in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to 3 Buck Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.